What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we will cover Bitcoin, the crypto market as a whole, and the dip in price in Bitcoin yesterday. We're going to cover all that, and I'm also going to show you what some other people, what I'm seeing on Twitter, some of their perspectives, just an additional perspective in addition to looking at the charts. So Bitcoin, first of all, yes, it has lost it was printing locally higher lows. It was, and we are no longer doing that locally, and that is starting here on January 22nd. So locally, we have lost the higher lows, so we have fallen down to here. Didn't necessarily see that coming. Definitely did not call that. I guess one positive thing here is, as I was talking about the stock RSI on the daily bottoming out and on the weekly, the blue, just what we've gotten today, just this chunk of green here. This chunk of green has made the stock RSI hit zero and start to curve back up. It could also, though, it could do this W pattern and you'd be waiting till later in May, which that would be May 16th, May 17th, which I talked about in that last video. That'd be the full moon. May 16th would be the full moon, and I talked about that like a week ago, that there'd be plenty of time for the stock RSI on the daily and the weekly to hit zero, to bottom out on zero around mid-May, May 16th. So we'll see how that plays out, if anything there. But if we zoom out still, and I'll show you, I am still macro bullish. That's not changing. You know I don't change that easily, guys. Got real close here with these wicks. We have this structure here. We have this structure here. If you just use the wicks, these wicks, like this red wick during that week, because now I'm on the weekly, so during this week for a couple days there, down to 28.9, I believe, 28.8. So a little bit lower, but you have this here, and you have this, which is just a touch higher. And again, like I said, you had the high, and you had the higher high. You had these lows with slightly higher lows. Didn't lose it. More like a horizontal support here, getting close to a horizontal support. Came down to 70 or 30,000, sticking at 30,000 instead of 28.8. So macro, I am still bullish. Almost everybody is bearish. I will also say the fear and greed index I just saw at 10. We can look at that real quick if you want. Fear and greed index. Let's take a look. This time is different. No, it's not. Seen this show before. You sell right now thinking you're gonna gather up a bunch of new positions at Bitcoin 20,000 or 28,000. I personally am not doing that. I believe that is way too risky. You do that if you'd like, but I'm not doing that. I got to show you this. Well, let's look at the fear and greed index. It is 10. This to me, you do what you want with this, but this to me, this 10 has been very lucrative in the past, buying XRP and buying other coins very low when this was at 10, and then later it is double, triple, quadruple what you bought it for, and you go, duh, why didn't I buy it at 10? Well, it's hard to buy it at 10. It ain't that easy. I remember sitting at work one day months ago when no one around me interested in it. I'm spending $2,000, $3,000 every other day when the meter's down here on my phone at work, while a variety of people around me, they're either not into crypto or they have no interest. They're not even paying attention, because when the market's down, the general population just doesn't care. They have no interest in crypto. That can be a great buying time. You do what you want with that information, what you will. I love this from TA Analyst. This does make a lot of sense to me. TA Analyst, he puts out a lot of stuff. Here's his Twitter handle up in the corner. He puts out a lot of good stuff. But like I've always said here, here is the bear market from A to B. Here, I don't know about his ABCDs and all that, but what I like here is bear market from A to B. But when you come up, this is wave one, like I always showed in my main drawing. So wave one comes up. Wave two, that's the Corona dump here into March 2020. But the similarities here are really good. So watch this. Wave one up, come down. You think here on this little peak, oh, wave two is down, it's over, we're gonna go to wave three. And then you get a another drop here. Oh, it's dropping. Now we're gonna get wave three. Nope, it comes again. Oh, right here, now we're gonna get wave three. You start coming up here. Oh, wave 3 is started. Wave 3 is started. Maybe a lot of people are calling that. And then boom, it does the final wave 2 drop V bottom here in the square. And then you finally start wave 3. Is that happening again now? Possibly. For example, you're coming down here on this towards D here. You hit this little bottom. All right, it's over. It's ready to go on wave 5, like I've been calling. You come up, flatten out again. All right, now the bottom's in. Wave 5's coming. You come up one more time. All right, now wave 5 started just like this point here at the start of the box. Nope. One more dump V bottom. Is possible. Is it going to happen again just like this and we're still going to go up on that wave 5? Very possible. I'm macro bullish irregardless. If we come to, let's go to my main drawing. You see, first of all, you see the weekly stock RSI getting here towards 0. It could come down here towards 0. My worst case scenario for waiting would be if the stock RSI weekly has to come down. Let me redo that. Has to come down, do a bounce, a W double bottom here, and then start to go. If that happens, it looks like we wouldn't get any real momentum or any wave 5 and starting until July, which would suck. But the good scenario would be this. The best case scenario would be this. Weekly stock RSI comes down to 0 and bounces right off. Something like this here. I could find other examples or just a little point here, okay? Come down. So mid-May, soon here, you bounce off 0 on the weekly stock RSI. All the while, the daily stock RSI, which I just showed you, comes down, and it does do a W around May 16th, May 17th. So the daily stock RSI does this W, and it starts to move up. And you get this point here on the weekly stock RSI, and that starts to move up. All the while, the DXY finally corrects and cools off. That would be best case scenario. I just showed you maybe one of the worst case scenarios. The other worst case scenario, if the DXY just stays to go parabolic and goes to like 115, 120, or just something crazy, the DXY goes crazy. We'll look at the DXY here in a second. But yes, I am still macro bullish. Boom, boom. Also, I want to point this out too. This is something else I want to point out that I've had on my drawings for months and months and months. That is this. This has not changed. I have the ABC correction, running flat or expanded flat. Now, we did lose this ascending support line here, so I'm going to erase it. Okay, we didn't lose horizontal support, which is this 28.8 from last July, which is this sideways support. Okay, I believe sellers are becoming somewhat exhausted. Now, let's take a look at this. Running flat or expanded flat, and I talked about this in the past. I did not want the expanded flat, but it doesn't matter what I want or what anyone wants. The running flat is when you go A, B, the B comes past the 3, and then C, and so you end up in this upward channel. That's the running flat. The expanded flat for wave 4 has always been a possibility. Kind of weird, but the expanded flat is when you A, B comes past 3 here, but then C comes past A here. And what ends up happening, the shape you get out of that is something like this. And that's the expanded flat. It's expanding as it comes through here. And so that is also has been a possibility. I'm not just making this up now. This word expanded flat has been here on this chart for 3 or 4 months. But I was not saying that it was going to happen or that I thought it was going to happen. But I knew there was a possibility, something that I definitely still do not want. Hopefully we get this horizontal support, and that's what we're finding right now. We'll get that V bottom like I just showed, and we'll still move up. Because at the end of the day, we have never in the history had to come back and retest the previous, actually it'd be over here, retest the previous cycle high at that 19-20,000. We've not had to do that before. And I still don't believe that we'll have to do that with adoption and speculation, and all that's been good for a long time, since early 2021. Adoption, speculation, interest, taking Bitcoin and crypto seriously across the world. It's been growing. Yes, Bitcoin is a larger beast. It's a bigger monster. And so it takes way more money to move it now. It doesn't go as parabolic as it used to. Altcoins go parabolic now, which is why most of my money is in altcoins. But Looking forward, that is why I'm still macro bullish. Just everything combined, and still, like I said, I still believe, that was the bear market, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still believe 5 is coming. If 4 is really that extended all the way over to here and we're still finding that bottom, that's pretty surprising to me. Unfortunately, no, I wasn't telling you on this channel, sell everything at 45,000 where we were weeks ago. Sell everything you own at 45,000. We're going to all buy back in at 30,000. That would be awesome in a perfect world, in a perfect scenario. Then again, if everyone started doing that, everyone in the world and everyone in crypto started doing that, price dropped towards 30,000, price was falling, it would just be too damn obvious. But the alternative to that is if I was advising that and everyone was advising that to sell everything, and then everyone was selling all the crypto, and then crypto runs up, because a lot of the time the market does the exact opposite of what the general population thinks. So if everyone thinks, oh, it's going to 30,000, 28,000, we'll all just sell and we'll rebuy back in. Well, if crypto did happen to take off in November, December, early in the year, January, February, March this year, people would be coming after all the influencers. They'd be coming after me. They'd be coming after everyone saying, you were wrong. I sold everything. Now I'm buying in way higher. I got left in the dust in all my positions, That's why I don't personally do that. I'm still, if you want to know what I am doing, I'm buying this current dip at the 30. I'm buying the 30,000 dip. If the 28,000 dip comes, I'm buying that. And if a $25,000 dip comes, I'm buying that too. Because any of those three scenarios, I still have Bitcoin going to over $100,000. And it just is what it is. We're holding horizontal support right now. Now, if we lose this 28.8 and we are falling lower below 28.8 in May, June, and July are all flat, and then Bitcoin is heading towards 20K, then I don't know what to make of my main drawing at that point in time. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, if we even get there, which I don't think we will. I think a lot of buyers, there's too many buyers to step in, and too many cheap prices for people not to step in with the interest. And I believe in the psychology of the market and the Elliott wave theory, and that there's one more big pump before the actual bear market and the actual sell-off. So again, that's my thought on that. Miles J. Creative, he has all the cycles here put into a Fibonacci here, and the 786 here is this orange line where the circles are. And typically, as you can see here through all the cycles through the history of Bitcoin, when you hit this 786, usually you get this pump here, the 786 giant pump. You were hanging around the 786 for a long time through here, but you hit the 786 here, you get this big pump. Here, this is March 2020, the Corona dump with this giant wick, and this is the monthly chart. So during this month, this giant wick, it could be, I'd have to go back on the weekly or daily charts to see how long it was down here, but you see it was just a wick, no solid body. So at some point during the month of March 2020, it fell super low all the way to this bottom line, came back up, sat around the 786, and then massive run. But right now, after all this, we are right now sitting on the 786. Does this month of May end up, are we this candle here where you're going to have a giant wick down even further towards that 20,000? I don't know. But to me, it is too damn risky. I absolutely will not, like I said in my previous video, I will absolutely not sell all my positions, sell all my coins, and try to buy in at 28,000 Bitcoin or 25,000 Bitcoin and buy all my altcoins when Bitcoin does that, or 20,000. Absolutely not. Absolutely too risky. I'm not doing that. I'm holding on to all my positions, and we'll be adding to them at the 30,000 dip, the 28,000 dip, and any dips below that, which I still don't necessarily see that happen. Again, I love this from TA Analyst like we were looking at. I love this V-bottom scenario here where you thought wave 2 was over, you thought wave 2 was over, you thought wave 2 was over, and then one more last crash, whatever you want to call it. It's not really a crash. Depending on the percentages, is if it's a crash or not. But this V bottom and then the final run, we're getting this V bottom and then we're finally getting wave 5. Because how many times did they probably think in here, all right, here's wave 3, here's wave 3, here's wave 3, boom, dump down to like $3,000, okay? And they thought it was dead, okay? Well, V bottom here, you know, maybe in here, oh, here comes wave 5, here comes wave 5, here comes wave 5. Well, maybe we needed this giant V bottom to finally get the wave 5. I don't know. We'll see. But to me, too risky to do all that. I'm not going to be doing that. And I am just going to be... I'm just going to be holding my coins. The 786 has been proven throughout the history of Bitcoin when you're around the 786 to buy, and that long term you will do very well. And it's just been way more patience than we really thought. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Again, the reason why we talk about the stock RSI a lot is because whenever it comes down here to zero, when it's tapping off that, it ends up getting momentum to the upside every time. I mean, eventually 0, 0, 0. Every time you go to the 0, momentum to the upside, 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 momentum to the upside. And we're about to hit 0 now on the weekly stock RSI. The question is, do we do a W bottom and have to go or not? Which would take us into like July, which would suck, and price could move down a lot more between now and then. Don't know that it will. You know how bullish I am. You know how macro bullish I am. This has been a problem the whole time here. The DXY, this is ridiculous. Parabolic, floating in the sky, floating in the sky. If this was crypto and I saw this chart, I would tell you take profits. Take some profits here, 30%, 40%, whatever, but at least take some, because you're going to regret it when you come back down here, it ends up rolling, and you come back for support or something. We'll see. Not that that's going to happen, but this needs to cool off. This absolutely needs to cool off. That is not normal. Floating in the sky way above the 20, way above the 55. Stock RSI 100, starting to roll over. Will this do an M top like that into like July, August, while Bitcoin has to do a W double bottom on its stock RSI, and they're doing the opposites because that's what they usually do? That would be a bad case scenario if the DXY wants to run much higher up into this, where was it back here, 120 range, like I was saying earlier in the video, 150, 120. That happens, and we are getting this M double top, and it just stays on fire here and comes up into here. That would not be good for Bitcoin over the next months and months and months. I don't think that's going to happen, though. I think the DXY is going to cool off. Like I said, we haven't seen a DXY run like this since 2014, 2015, where you get this parabolic like that, and eventually look what it does. It comes back to the EMAs, comes up, loses the EMAs, has a little bit more gas in the tank, and then you get a big drop, and you come all the way down to 88. And how long did that take from this peak here down to that level? 455 days. So that's like, you know, a year and a quarter, but definitely over a year of relief for Bitcoin in the crypto market. So we're waiting for something like this to happen, for it to lose momentum, roll back, for support, for a correction, and you'll just have hundreds of days of relief. So that's, I guess, what we're waiting on. It's surprising the dollar's so strong, printed into an oblivion, but it is what it is. But you see how macro bullish I am on Bitcoin on my overall drawing, horizontal support. See what happens with the stock RSIs. The stock RSIs and the dailies and the weeklies are nearing 0. So to me, even that isn't a good time to sell. So these are times to sell, especially the second M top, the flat top, the end of the M top. Those are the times when you can sell or take profits. These are the times to buy, always with the stock RSI on the weekly. And where are we at right now? We're approaching 0 right now. So if you were gonna take profits and sell, and you knew all this was coming based on all your research, like I've always said, follow a lot of different people, it would be more likely that you would want to sell back here, you know, like at the end of the March or something, or take some profits there. But selling right here makes almost no sense to me, because you're getting really close to 0 on the weekly stock RSI, and either it'll bounce right away or it'll do a double tap. The triple taps are rare, so a double tap on 0, and then you're going back up anyway. So coming out of your positions now makes no sense. I'm DCAing, and I told you what I'm doing. So anyways, guys, yeah, I wish I could call it perfect for you guys months ago, and we could all exit our positions at like 47,000 Bitcoin, and then we just sit and laugh at everybody else for 2 or 3 months, and then we all buy back in now. Yeah, if it was that easy. That's why holding as a strategy is a strategy. a longer term strategy and a more conservative strategy, because you're not trying to always predict the market and buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell all the time. You are selling more macro trends. You're buying and selling by months and months and months, not in such short terms. It's a lot of work. It's very hard, and you can get burned. And that is why I have my trading bags and my main bags, like I've always said, and my main bags are like 60-70% of my portfolio, and then I have my trading bags on the side, which I haven't been trading much. I've just been letting those sit. Also, just letting them sit. So that's it for this video, guys. I don't want it to be any longer. I don't want to go off on any more tangents. Just letting you know what's going on through my head. Thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for everyone following. Thank you if you watched this video. Thank you if you made it this far in this video. I know the market's just been a lot of bullshit for a long time, and people are kind of annoyed. It is what it is. Let's hold on. Let's just keep watching the market. I think that this market is really just screwing with their heads. This DXY being parabolic, ridiculous. This is out of control. This thing is gonna have a correction. It just hasn't come to fruition yet. This thing's gonna have a correction, and Bitcoin stock RSIs are getting near zero. People are scared. Fear and greed index at 10. Those have been awesome times to buy in the past. I've shown you some other charts. Are we gonna get that V bottom? We'll just wait and see, guys. I know there's been a lot of bullshit, but it is what it is. Push forward, move forward, and I believe I will fully regain the value in all my various positions, because the coins will all return and the coins will move up, and we will get that greed and euphoria and excitement that comes back, because it's been gone for a while, and it will come back. Life moves in waves. The world moves in waves. Crypto moves in waves. Everything moves in waves, and we'll get those waves back up to fill our pockets back up. So that's what I will just sit and wait on. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Press a 2 below if you actually saw this whole video. That'd be surprising if you stick through all this. Press a 2 below. Thank you for subscribing. Smash the like button, and see you in the next video.